Good morning students, welcome to SST's class. In our previous video, we have already started our third lesson, that is weather and climate, and also we have completed our first topic, that is weather. So people living in the different parts of the world have the different lifestyles. So what is the reason behind this? They are having the different lifestyles. They live in the different types of houses, eat a variety of food and wear the different types of clothes. So this they are having the different lifestyle because of they are having the different climatic conditions. So in the world there are different places, so various parts or the various places are having the different climatic conditions. Because of this reason they are having the different lifestyle, means all the people in the world living in the different parts of the world or in the different areas, they are having the different lifestyle. Means all the people does not wear same types of clothes or they eat a same type of food. There is a diversity in this because of the different climatic conditions in the different parts of the world. So we have completed our first topic, weather. So what is weather? Weather is the condition of the atmosphere at a given time and place. So weather does not remain constant even for a single day. We can see in a single day different types of weather are there, like sunny, warm, cloudy, rainy or cold. So weather does not remain constant even for a single day. It keeps changing. So there are some factors that directly affect the weather, that is temperature of air, precipitation, wind, atmospheric pressure, cloudiness and humidity. This topic we have already covered yesterday. Today we are going to start our next topic, that is climate. Climate of a place is the average weather condition over a long period of time. Like weather, it is for short duration of time for a particular place, but climate of a place is the average weather condition. What is climate? Climate of a place can be described as the एवरेज वेदर कंडीशन ओवर अ लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. जैसे हमने देखा था कि वेदर एक जगह पर बहुत ज़्यादा समय के लिए सेम नहीं रहता, बट क्लाइमेट क्या है, एक जगह पर सेम रहता है बहुत लंबे समय के लिए. एंड क्लाइमेट क्या है, इट इज़ द एवरेज वेदर कंडीशन एंड इट इज़ ओवर अ लॉन्ग एंड इट इज़ द ओवर लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. Different places in the world experience the different types of climate. Some regions are hot and dry. In some areas, the climate is cold and the land is covered by snow and ice. In some parts of the world, the climate is neither hot nor cold and there is a moderate rainfall. Different places in the world experience the different types of climate. Some regions are hot and dry. If we talk about the Dubai, there is a desert area. So during the daytime, that area is very hot and dry. And if we talk about India, Rajasthan, also a desert area. So it is also very hot during the daytime. It is hot and dry. In some areas, the climate is cold and the land is covered by the snow and ice. So if we talk about the Himalayas or the other US countries, the land is covered with ice there and the temperature is very cold. And in some parts of the world, the climate is neither hot nor cold and there is a moderate rainfall. So this is the different type of climate experience in the world. Different places experience the different types of climate all over the world. Some regions are hot and dry like desert areas. Some areas the climate is very cold and land is covered with snow and ice like Himalayan mountains. Some parts of the world are having the climate neither hot neither too cold and they are having the moderate rainfall. So these are the different climatic conditions all over the world. And what is climate? Climate of a place is an average weather condition over a long period of time. So on the basis of climatic conditions, we divide the earth into different climatic regions. The factors that determine the climate of a place are latitude, altitude, winds, distance from the sea, humidity and the ocean currents. First one is the latitude. Latitude means distance from the equator, means distance of a place to north or south directions from the equator. It is known as latitude. So places near the equator are hotter than the places far from the equator. Do you know the reason? Look at the figure. It shows that the sun rays are falling vertically over the equator. They are spread over a small area and in the polar region the sun rays are slanting. they are spread on a large area. Hence, places near the equator receive more heat and these are the hotter. So you can see in that image the middle line. Sun rays are vertical near the equator. The middle line. So this part of area, the sun rays fall vertically over the equator. That is why the middle part of the earth means the equator part. You can see the equator line. This equator line divides the earth into two equal parts, right? The middle line, equator line. So the parts near the equator in the earth receives the maximum heat from the sun because sun rays falling vertically over the equator. So the parts which falls near to the equator, that part receive the maximum heat from the sun because sun rays falling vertically over the equator. And if you can see towards the north pole and towards the south pole, sun rays are slanting, right? Sun rays are slanting near the poles. So that area which falls near the north pole and towards the south pole, that area does not receive the much heat from the sun. That's why these are the cold places. But that areas which is near to the equator, that receives direct sun rays from the sun because sun rays falling vertically. That's why the places near the equator receive the maximum heat from the sun, and the areas which falls towards the north pole and towards the south pole receives the maximum heat from the sun because sun rays are slanting near the poles. So with the help of this diagram, you can easily understand the inclination of the sun rays. This is the sun and this is the earth, and this line is the equator having the 0° latitude. Means this equator line divides the earth into two equal parts. So you can see this is the sun and sun rays are vertical near the equator. Means these sun rays are directly falls to the equator. So the area which falls near the equator means the area which falls here near the equator, that area receives the maximum heat from the sun because sun rays are vertical to the equator. So that area receives the maximum heat from the sun, the area which falls near the equator. And these are the slanting rays towards the north pole and towards the south pole. The sun rays are slanting. These are not vertical rays, these are the slanting rays. So this slanting rays when falls on north pole and the south pole, this area receives the minimum heat from the sun, right? Because the sun rays are slanting, sun rays are not vertical. That's why north pole and south pole receives the minimum heat from the sun. So this is known as the inclination of the sun rays. So depending upon the amount of heat received, there are three heat zones. First one is the torrid zone, second one is the temperate zone, and the third one is frigid zone. So see the first one, torrid zone. On the both sides of the equator, the region lying between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn is called the torrid zone. In first lesson, we have already studied about the four important lines of latitudes: Arctic Circle, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, and the Antarctic Circle. So this first one, torrid zone, lies between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. Means this torrid zone lies near to the equator, right? This is the equator line which divides the earth into two equal parts. So this first torrid zone lies between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. So this is known as the torrid zone. This zone gets the direct rays of the sun all the year round. Hence the climate is hot and humid. Suppose this is the sun and this torrid zone lies near to the equator. So sun rays directly means vertically falls on the equator. So that area receives the maximum heat from the sun because sun rays are vertically falls to the equator. So that's why this torrid zone receives the maximum heat from the sun, and the climate is hot and humid throughout the year because this area receives the maximum heat from the sun. Now the second is temperate zone. This region is neither hot nor very cold. It lies between the torrid zone and the frigid zone in both the hemisphere, right? Temperate zone. It lies between the frigid zone and the torrid zone. First we have seen torrid zone. It lies near the equator. This is torrid zone. Now the second one, temperate zone, lies between the frigid zone and the torrid zone. So when we see the earth, towards the north pole and towards the south pole there is a frigid zone. Frigid zone means This areas throughout the year means the land of this area throughout the year covered with snow or ice, because the sun rays are does not fall directly, the sun rays are slanting. That's why the North Pole and the South Pole receives the minimum heat from the sun, right? So that's why this is known as the frigid zone, because this area is freezed throughout the year with ice and snow, because it receives minimum heat from the sun. So the second one, temperate zone, lies between the frigid zone and the torrid zone. And the third, last one is the frigid zone. The region lying between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole and between the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole is called the frigid zone. It receives very slanting rays of the sun and therefore it is very cold. So frigid zone lies on the both sides, towards the North Pole and towards the South Pole also. So frigid zone is between North Pole and Arctic Circle, means this area. Towards the North Pole and the Arctic Circle there is a frigid zone, and towards the south also Antarctic Circle, between the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole there is a frigid zone. Here upwards between the North Pole and Arctic Circle there is a frigid zone, and here in bottom between the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole there is a frigid zone, because these two areas receive very less heat from the sun, because the sun rays are very slanting. So these two areas towards the north and towards the south receives the very minimum heat. That's why these two are frigid zone, and they receive very slanting rays from the sun, and that's why throughout the year these two areas are very cold. So these are the three heat zones: torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. So today we have covered the topic climate, the factors affecting climate, latitude means distance from the equator, and the depending upon the amount of heat received there are three heat zones: torrid zone, temperate zone and the frigid zone. So today we will stop here. We will see our next topic in our next video. Thank you and have a good day.